All right, Samie, I want to ask you because there's a lot of confusion out there.
Yeah.
And specifically in terms of commercial.
Yeah.
Define cap rate.
Oh, cap rate. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about cap rate. Cap rate is really what your return on your on the property is. In other words, if it's what the net income is, divided by the price you pay for it.
Yeah.
And that's the cap.
Or
what it's listed for.
Yeah.
Right. So generally, when people go and ask for a cap rate, they'll tell you what the cap rate is, and right now the market is trying to say it's 3.5%. The problem is that cap rate is not sustainable.
Yeah.
Because when you're borrowing between 6 and 7 for commercial,
yeah,
you're still putting money in. It doesn't make any sense, right? So the market has not capitulated.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of inventory that's just staying on the market because people are trying to. I mean, they're going to be waiting a couple of years before the interest rates come down. Yes, they came down to the 25 basis point, but that's not enough.
So now that we know what it is, how does it practically use?
So, I mean, one of the ways that cap rate is used is to actually determine the value of the property.
Yeah.
So if your net income is $100,000, and if you're looking at a 5% cap rate, the valuation is $2 million.
Yeah.
The lower the cap rate, the higher the valuation.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's one way to value the property. The other way is to look at the last 12 to 18 months sales, and then you can determine what the square foot price, depending on what type of property it is. Let's say it's industrial.
Yeah.
And what the average square foot price is selling at.
Okay.
Right. And then you base it on that. Yeah. Or the other way is generally what's the maximum amount of what can that property lease out at.
Yeah.
And that'll also give you a valuation. This is from the buyer's perspective.
Yeah.
From the seller's perspective, they're looking at, getting the maximum value, and they may not even use a 5% cap rate, which is what I think they should be using, but they're probably using 3 to 3.5 and getting a higher valuation, but it may not sell.
And we should point out this is more important in commercial, and we do talk about it in residential, but residential tends to trade more on emotion than cap rate.
Yeah.
Like condos have super low cap rates. Some they're actually kind of negative right now.
Yeah.
People only buy them to speculate, thinking prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
So that's a different ball of wax than what Samie's talking about. People don't buy commercial unless they know they're going to get a good return.
Yeah.
So a 1% swing in cap rate can be a big number.
It can be a big number.
Right? And if you're talking millions of dollars in net operating income, that's that can.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know if you agree with me, Paul, but right now, the Bank of Canada is indicating with today's rate deduction that they're indicating further rate deduction. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
they're indicating.
They're careful,
but they're the first of the G7 to reduce, right?
Yeah, because
generally we follow the U.S. Generally, we follow the U.S.
But GDP growth was weaker in the U.S.
Yeah. So I would say, and I don't know if you agree with me, but now is the time where everybody, whether it's residential or commercial, so start thinking about buying, because in the next couple of years, as that rate starts to continuously come down, price of your property is going to go up.
I think even by the fall.
Yeah. I mean, there's properties that I just looked at a property. I won't mention the area, but in the city.
Yeah.
Nice commercial property, and they said, it's a 3% cap rate, but I can explain to you why there's developmental potential. The problem is that the seller's not paying for the developmental potential. Why would the buyer pay that premium when they have to develop it themselves?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So
they do that in residential too, and I'm like, great, develop it, and then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So I hope you found that hugely helpful and interesting. If you have questions on cap rates, anything to do really with commercial real estate, Samie's your man. Samie at thinkto.ca.
Yeah. Look forward to talking to you.